Hey Kieran, guess what?
What, Jordan?
There's a podcast coming.
Oh,
It's
cool.
got spoilers.
Oh.
It's got bad language.
Oh.
And opinions.
Oh.
Not onions, opinions.
Oh, I always think of onions.
Onions with pins.
What?
Yeah.
Pin onions.
Pin onions. Stick around. Welcome to 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors, the podcast where we watch the 250 IMDb movie list and talk shit about it. I'm Jordan.
I'm Keiran.
And today we watched The Hunt. Initial thoughts going into this.
Crazy film.
Yeah. I did not feel strong enough going. This film is an emotional roller coaster, and I did not want to put myself through this again.
Oh my god.
It was tough.
It's heavy.
It's heavy, yeah. So, Kieran, your 15-second elevator pitch. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, go.
Mads Mikkelsen works in a nursery, gets on really well with a girl called Clara. She accuses him of sexual abuse, and all the kids agree with her. The whole town goes against him, this little tiny town in Denmark. And they end up forgiving him, but do they?
Ooh, 13 seconds, 61 milliseconds. Yeah.
When you looked over at me, I started to panic. Because
you literally started panicking when I started feeling like you were going to run out of time as well. It was weird. I was like, "Ooh, this is going on wrong." And you were like, "And then, okay, go."
It's as soon as I realised that I didn't want to say the wrong country.
Ooh,
because it is Denmark.
Yes, that is where it is Danish. Right?
I mean, that is where it's Danish, but I'm not...
I think it is Denmark.
Okay, this is quite a crucial fact.
It is, yeah, that's an embarrassing one to get
Hey
wrong.
Siri, where is the film The Hunt set?
I don't see any cinemas.
Okay, let's go to Google, shall we? Okay, Google. Shh, you can't hear me. Okay, Google. No, don't search that. Okay, Google. Where was The Hunt set? It's Denmark. Okay, cool. It's fine.
All right, I'm glad we did that. Denmark.
So, I mean, just thoughts on the film. Anything you want to?
Yeah. What?
Say
like,
before we start going through
before
it
we
all?
go for beefs. I thought overall, yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I expected, and it wasn't what I thought.
No, from the front picture, of like, I don't know if you saw that, like Mads sort of looking shifty as he always does, like from a sort of slanted angle. And I think I tried to watch it before, so I watched the opening scene where they're all jumping in and out of the river and playing silly buggers. And I was like, I got the impression that this was going to be a film where like, there's an actual hunt going on, like Mads is either Mads is doing the hunting or like there is hunting going on with guns and stuff like that. Not like
people hunt. Yeah,
I just didn't expect this level of. Oh God,
All right, let's go for beefs.
Okay.
Main characters: guy called Lucas, Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
Right. Clara, little girl, who is the daughter of Lucas's best friend.
Yeah.
Lucas's best friend has an amazing voice.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I just kind of want to say that because his voice is awesome.
Yeah. His name's Theo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clara is straight out of Central Casting. Do you know what I mean if I say that?
No.
That's a little term we use in the business.
In the business.
Because
what business is that?
The show business.
The show business. And there is no business like it.
It's like there used to be this thing where I don't know if there still is. I'm gonna hack this up. Sorry if there's any actors listening. There's
no one listening.
Anyway, good. Now we're doing this. Like stereotypes, basically. So central casting is where you would get the stereotypes. for the different things.
Right.
And so to say that someone comes straight out of central casting is to say you look like the perfect stereotype for what it is.
Okay.
So Clara is the perfect, adorable, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Danish girl
Right.
that everyone would just believe.
Yeah.
And it's not as if like there's nothing else to her character. It's like she's just adorable.
Yeah.
Except I fucking hate Clara because she screwed up someone's life, and she knows that she did it the whole time. So she's really malicious.
Right. I'm going to stop you there because going into this film, having watched it already, she comes up on the screen for the first time and immediately I feel my blood boiling and I'm like, oh my God, this girl, like, yeah, like you said, ruined someone's life. But I was sort of like, how can you... I'm watching it for the second time and I'm like, how can I... Come on. You see later on in the film that she's like, you know, she's apologising in her sleep to him, and, you know, you can see as the film progresses that she realises that she's done something wrong, and she does try and correct it, but not at this point no one believes her. I can see that clearly, like, as a child she's made a mistake, but she has that childlike innocence, and it's not put on, it's true, it's genuine. She just doesn't realise what she's done was wrong, and when she does realise, she tries to fix that. So it's hard for me to feel angry at her. Who I felt angry for, and I realised it immediately, who my beef is within this film.
Should we all say it at the same time? When I say all, I
don't know the
both of us.
name of the person.
I don't know the name of the person, but we'll say like
Okay.
the person who it relates to and the relation.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. The head
Clara's
teacher.
mum.
Right.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But I also I've got beef with 3 people: Clara's brother, Clara's mum, and the head teacher.
Okay.
You explain yours.
Head teacher. Right. So we both did a course, didn't we?
Mate. Oh my God! This was exactly what I wrote down.
Yeah.
Safeguarding and child protection.
Exactly.
Fucking
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. But previously in our degrees, both me and Keiran had taken a course on teaching, and in that course we'd learn about safeguarding and the proper procedures that you take. And it just feels like there was no procedure. There was nothing in place to. It was just leading questions. And
I wrote that on the notebook.
Yeah,
I said no leading questions. You can't do that.
Exactly, and it was just it. As soon as I saw her, I just remembered everything that comes on late. Like the first scene I saw her, I just remembered everything she's done. And I was just like, no, you are who I'm angry with. You are the reason why this person's life gets ruined, because she's the beginning of it, and she just allows it to just get worse. I don't agree with you with the mother as much. I just feel like it's almost forgivable, because when you're in that position, you've got such a close relationship with it's your daughter. You're gonna I feel like it's gonna be really hard to bring those walls down.
Okay, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's fair to put on the child that they never lie. I don't think that's a fair thing to. Sure, you're extremely proud of your child, but she's going to lose her innocence at some point. She's going to lie at some point. Every kid does it. Do
you not think maybe? No, what I was going to say is that you'd think the mum would not want to believe it's true.
Well, there must be a certain element of it, but I think once, like, she put so much faith in, that this is something so serious that she wouldn't lie about it. And also, I think because Clara never said all of the explicit things that everyone else was saying that. I think her mum finished the story in her own head. Yeah,
like throughout the film, the story sort of warps and changes. More children become involved, and I mean, like that's one of the thing that saves him in the end is that they're all saying that he's diddling them in the basement of his house, and his house doesn't have a basement.
Yeah, which I love that. That's pretty good.
Which is like just like pretty much like the only win you get in this film. Like the rest of it, you're just taken on this horrible journey.
Yeah. So he gets accused.
Yeah.
And the whole town goes against him because this town is tiny. It's in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. There's like one shop, and he wants to go to the shop, and his son gets beaten up when he goes out of the shop, and then when he goes later on, they're like, we told you and your son that you're not welcome here and all of this, so he can't even get his groceries.
Yeah.
And goes for the Christmas celebration, and oh my god, it's just so deep. And when he went to talk to his best friend, when he was like, we need to sort this out, I was really hoping that the best friend was going to be like, I know you didn't do it. I know you didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then he just went on a mad one at him and like punched him and all of this.
It just hurts. It's like everything you don't want to see. Like, it's just, I think, yeah, it's just, especially coming from that perspective of having done those sort of lessons where you've studied, and it is a real thing because it happens all the time. That's why there's these procedures in place, because this is a very difficult situation and it has to be treated seriously. But at the same time, yeah, you get teachers wrongly accused of things all the time, and I think it just gives you a window into that, of how horrible a situation that is, how powerless sometimes both parties of that situation are as well. Once it's been said, it can't be unsaid. It's like, and it's such a blemish on your person.
Exactly.
Just to even have the accusation.
Exactly. And because it even if he was cleared instantly, his life still would have been fucked because all of the kids were talking about it.
Yeah.
And then, especially as soon as the other adults in the scenario started acting weird and decided suspecting him, even though nothing was true, and all of this. As soon as that happened, the kids said even more, and then the kids were acting funny, and then the kids made more stuff up. So the parents were listening to it more, and so it all spiraled out of control. So
it's all self-perpetuating.
Exactly, and it's all because the head teacher didn't take the initial first steps. Who was the person that they brought in? Who's the guy
they said in?
Who was he?
Who is this dick? Who is literally? It's almost like you can tell he's maliciously planting ideas in her head.
Exactly.
It feels like he's trying to get her to say that. Like that's what he wants her to say. The questions are so leading, it feels like there's no way you could do that unintentionally.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that was probably one of the first points where I was like, there's no redemption in this film, because it's laid out in such a way where there's no way he can possibly be redeemed. Exactly. Like, it's just going to end badly.
Exactly. So, safeguarding chats.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Yeah, absolutely.
So many leading questions. Really, really bad. Also, by the time that she told all of the parents what was going on, I felt like it's too early to do that.
Oh, really? How long was it? I thought it was a couple of days, wasn't it?
Yes.
Enough time
for the kids to start talking.
So did she get the guy in before they had the big parents meeting? That she did, didn't she? And then she has the parents meeting.
So she spoke to Lucas. Then she spoke to Thingy's mum.
Yeah.
Like later in that day.
That's kind of, fair.
And she told her it was Lucas.
Yeah, shouldn't have done.
Really bad.
There's just so many. You are not fit to be a teacher of a school if you can't even sort of get that sort of stuff. That's really important basic stuff that you should know even as a teaching assistant.
They didn't have a child protection officer. That is something that every single school should have. Every single place. I don't know. Do they even have DBSs?
Denmark background search.
That would have made sense. A Denmark background search. But there isn't a Denmark background search in Denmark. They had a don't be silly piece of paper.
You go in, you call them, then you go in, you have to book an appointment, and then you turn up, there's a woman behind a kiosk, you show her your documents, she gives you documents back, right, I can see you are Mr. Keiran Pearson, hold out your hand please, You put your hand in. She gets a big rubber stamp that just says "Don't be silly."
There you go.
And they just take a photo of the stamp on your hand and then your passport next to it. And then maybe they take your fingerprints as well.
And so they say, but there's a little thing. I, Mr. Richard Willie, confirm I will not be silly.
Yeah.
In this school.
And that gets laminated.
Signed with your dick on the... just flopping your dick. Well, his name's Mr. Willie.
That sounds silly.
Okay. That's the test.
Silly
That's
Mr.
how
Willie.
you know. That's how you know. Mr. Willie, I'm sorry you can't work in this school.
Oh, fuck, I fucked it again.
Oh, shit, I knew there was something else
maybe
going on.
next year.
Okay, come back next week. We'll see if you can keep it in your trousers that time. Yeah. So, safeguarding was absolute shambles. Now, all of my other notes are Clara has fucked up a guy's life and she has no idea. But we've already discussed this. It's not really her fault. I'm so pissed off at everything because there was so much more going on in that film. Like the stuff with his son.
Yeah, I mean, how just that was a mess. That was horrible. I mean, do we actually meet his wife? No. Yeah, we only hear her over the phone, and like when his son decides that he's going to come and live with him, and that's before anything's happened. Nothing's happened at this point. Because it's when he first meets his girlfriend. Just before that is when he has the call, and that's like literally just as the head teacher's spoken. So nothing is public, nothing's happened, and for some reason the son has now decided that he wants to come and live with him. And she's just like bawling down the phone, like, oh, it's all gone. It's just like, I feel like for things to have got to that point, oh man, that relationship seems so fucked. Like it seems so unmanageable. And
okay, can we talk big heart-wrenching scenes?
Yeah.
They don't have to be in order, but let's just bring them up. So, if you haven't seen this film, I mean, we've already given like the whole film.
Yeah.
But if you have seen this film, see if you agree as well. Okay, ones that I can think of off the top of my head in any random order. The supermarket scene. Not just the one where his son goes, because that's bad enough. The one I'm thinking of is when he goes.
I was right. I can't do it, Kieran. Oh my god, there's so many heart-wrenching scenes in this film. That supermarket one. Oh my god.
Gets
all he
punched in
wants
the face.
is Christmas dinner.
And
that's hard, man.
Oh.
They're just pelting beans at him, pelting cans, pelting whatever they can find at him, and he's just like,
he's fucked.
Yeah.
He's fucked up on the car park.
And it's like pacifism levels as well, like from him, like coming from him. He's like, he's been wrongly accused. The whole village is turned against him. He's literally there just to get fucking groceries.
Well, he knows that he can't win if he tries to retort.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like even so, like he still remains calm in that situation to a degree. Like,
well, we still headbutts the guy.
Yeah, well,
so we can get his food, and he still pays for his food. I wasn't thinking he was just going to walk out. And the cashier is like, "That's £54, please." Just act as if nothing's happened.
Yeah, man, that scene hurt me. That was like,
yeah, and then Clara and the mum and dad, Theo and the mum.
Yeah, and they see him walking out. Yeah,
his estate. And you know that they're thinking, what have we done?
And it's like so close to Christmas as well, and it's just like. And they know what's going on with his son at that time, and it's just like fucking hell! Like, what a bloody couple of months he's having.
What a time!
Just
what a
terrible. Okay, next scene then.
Next terrible scene. You ready for this?
Yeah,
one?
It's the dog, isn't it?
Oh my god! Oh, it's so
Oh, you just don't do that. You don't do that. Oh,
such a low blow.
They kill his dog. They kill Fanny. Oh my god, I can't. It's just so sad.
They stick a bullet in Fanny and then
so
put it in a bag.
so sad. It's so sad. And then he has to bury it in the rain. And it's like, and his son as well. Like, you're not just. Oh, like, why are they blaming...
You're fucking a guy's childhood as well. Like, you're messing up a kid's childhood.
Oh, it's so sad.
That's the peakest part of this film.
Yeah.
And then next horrible scene in the church, Christmas mass.
Yeah.
That one is really, really deep because you can see that's like he's at his lowest there.
Yeah.
Because he's drunk as well.
He's finally like snapped there.
Yeah,
I'd say and it's just like that for me. I feel like that was the most cathartic scene because you've been taken through this whole journey of like just having shit dealt.
Him just taking shots.
Yeah, he's just having shit after shit after shit. It's going so badly. Everything's going wrong. They pelt food at him. They kill his dog. His son's, who was coming to live with him, is now leaving. His girlfriend's broken up with him at this point.
Well, he threw his girlfriend out.
Well, yeah. Like that relationship.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of a miscommunication that tore them apart.
Yeah, because she was another.
Because she was like, "Well, did you do it?" And he just flipped her lid and was like, "Yeah, frick up, Peter," and all of this. So I think that's kind of on him.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think the thing is like she's kind of like in sometimes in films when they just have like that one character who actually seems like a normal person outside of the film.
Exactly.
Like I think she's like our jumping off point as sort of an outsider. I think as well the fact that she comes from like Spain, she's not necessarily part of the community as much.
That's our in.
Yeah, it's a bit easier for us to. She has the same at that point. She would be asking the same questions I feel that I would be asking if I was there. If that makes sense, because if I didn't know for sure he didn't do it, you'd hope that. Well, I would hope that I'd be of that sort of state of like, well, like fuck everybody, like what they're saying, like, be like, did it happen?
Yeah.
Like, and being like level-headed about it.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to be. She seems like quite a reasonable person. So that's like that's a bit of a shitter when that relationship kind of hits the fan.
So there's all that stuff that goes wrong.
Yeah, and then the church scene. And it's Christmas Eve as well. And it's just like the whole village just there witnessing what they've done.
He gets dressed in his best,
yeah,
and his face is just a mess.
Yeah.
And he goes in, like you said, he sits on a pew. And there's an old lady there, and she goes off to another one.
Yeah.
So he's by himself. He's constantly looking between his girlfriend, who's doing the choir, which has Clara singing, and then at Theo and Clara's mum, and it's just like, just so deep. Oh.
Yeah. And I think it's that night or something when Theo's putting Clara to bed, and like that's when she's like dreaming about him and saying sorry to him that she made it up, and like apparently that's sort of the point where I think Theo realizes that he was wrong and brings over the food and the alcohol, with the vodka or whatever it was they were drinking, and like tries to make peace with them. And then obviously you get
but I don't know if he did try and make peace with him. It was kind of like you see how if you've got like your families hate each other for some reason, but you were friends once upon a time, and like you know that you can't be friends really, but you still have this respect for each other. Or like I heard the story about these two sisters who grew up and they always loved each other, but one of them was a massive communist and one of them was a massive fascist, and one of them grew up loving Hitler and the other one grew up loving Stalin. But so they kind of hate each other, but then they also love each other as sisters. So at Christmas they're still there for each other, but they hate each other. I think it's the same kind of thing, where he went over and was just like, there's this thing in the world now that we hate each other, or that I hate you, but I still love you as a friend from all of this time before, and he couldn't forget that. That was the deepest part for me, because he still left, and Lucas was never acting as if like, oh, I'm so glad you come around, I'm so glad that... He was just...
Well, fucking would you?
Well, no. Like, he'd
be like, mate, leave the food, fuck off, and the alcohol.
Well, you'd be so incredibly lonely.
Yeah, but you're lonely because like,
because of him.
You're not just lonely because like no one wants to talk to you. You wouldn't want to talk to anyone because everyone's like, you've got no friends. Like people have shown how fickle they can be and how quick to judge they are. Like, and you've just seen this ugly side of everyone that. You probably don't want to interact with them anymore. Like you're you've been forced into a situation where actually like now you don't want to talk to anyone, so you are, as a result of that, alone, regardless of whether they want to talk to you or not. But then I guess flash forward, it goes sort of forward to a year, doesn't it? And everything's sort of chilled out now. He's back with his girlfriend.
His son's living with him.
Yeah, and he's being initiated into the little hunting group. How did you feel about that? Having
the coming of age thing.
Yeah.
What as like this is what we
and just like men. That lifestyle of having like hunts and things like that, and like everyone on a Sunday goes out and shoots some deer and that sort of has that thing ever appealed to you?
It's not appealed to me. I'd like to learn to shoot a gun.
Yeah.
Because the same way that I'd like to learn to shoot an arrow. I don't ever want to use it. Yeah. But it's just like a craft, I guess.
Yeah,
nice. But thing is, it's that I reckon their thing is a lot more sustainable. It's not as if they're just shooting deer for the sake of shooting deer. They're eating the deer.
Oh yeah. You know that deer's getting eaten. You know that the food is being prepared, and it's not just like being put on a mantelpiece.
Exactly, and also they're not just leaving it in the middle of the forest.
Yeah,
they're still taking care of the forest, and they're still
like.
And if there was hundreds of them, then but it's just like.
Yeah, they have a rule out there. I can't remember what the word is for it. Where you're allowed to camp, like as long as it's not private property, like you're allowed to camp wherever you want. It's like a freedom it's like a human right to want to explore and stuff like that. So it's like you're allowed to just walk and camp and do whatever you want in terms of exploring the country. Like,
right.
It's like a legal thing.
Oh,
it's kind of cool.
That is pretty cool.
But that's what I mean in terms of their lifestyle and the sense of community around that, and that whole thing that it's a coming of age. There's songs that they always sing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit like it's not my particular lifestyle. I enjoy the romantic side of it.
Yeah,
and I think it's nice and I think it's cute, but it's a bit old school for me.
I think it's nicer than the idea of just going to your nan's for a Sunday roast and no one really wants to be there.
Okay.
You've got this big event.
Yeah, I do really like it, but then also I do have the impression that if like one of them was gay, that they would all have a big issue with it, and it would just be like the elephant in the room. I don't know. I feel like it's like when it's nice, it's really nice, but when there's a spanner in the works, I think it would just kind of mess them up. I don't know. I was really suspicious of it. It's this. I went to Norway to do to play in the National Day Parade. I did a bunch of workshops with a school out there.
Okay, check you out.
And it was really, really cool. And the National Day Parade is just for kids. So I got in because I was doing the workshop with the kids and whatever. But anyway, so we're doing this parade.
Come there and Johnny Norway's like, "Excuse me, how old are you?"
with my beard and everything. I don't even really have much of a beard. Anyway, Johnny Norway. Surely it be like...
Yeah, that's what they're all called.
Surely it be like Sven Norway.
Jean-Claude Norway. Jean-Claude Norway.
No.
Jean-Philippe.
No, that's too French.
It's basically the same thing though. It's just European, isn't it?
You wouldn't have... yeah, but then...
Jacques.
No, that's still not Norwegian.
Christophe. That's closer. No.
Christophe is closer.
Christophe Norway.
Just Philippe would be alright.
Philippe, yeah.
Yeah, I know a
Paul.
Maybe Paul. Yeah, Stephen, but with a
Paulson.
Stefan. Paul Paulison.
Paul Paulison.
Paul Paulison.
Paul Paulison, Norway.
Yes. Paul Paulison, Norway, come up to me and is like, "How old are you?" I'm like, "That's fine, mate, don't worry about it." Anyway, so they.
You just go into like an 18+ film, someone's asking you for ID, or you're buying a drink, more likely, you're buying a drink. Excuse me, so I see some ID? No, don't worry about it. Sorry, I need to see... No, yeah, I'm saying don't worry about it.
That's the exact thing that your dad would do.
I think my dad would probably get away with it considering he doesn't look questionably 18.
But your dad would just not pay for something, and then the barman or whoever or the shop person would just be like, "Excuse me, sir? Yeah, don't worry about it."
You're just implying my dad's a thief.
No, I'm implying that your dad has balls of steel.
Okay, you heard it here first.
There you go. Okay, now, in the Norwegian Day Parade, it's just kids allowed to do the whole thing. So this is an ingenious thing that I'm going to say Prime Minister, because there's a king of Norway. So Norway got their independence from Sweden, and they were like, sick, let's celebrate this day on the 4th of May. May. Every year. And they celebrate their independence, and that king or Prime Minister was like, what we're going to do is we're going to have just kids doing the parade. And what this did is it instilled a ridiculous amount of national pride.
Yeah.
Because the kids do it, and then when the kids become adults, they're like, oh, I want my kids to do it too.
Yeah. And smart.
Really, really smart. And it's
manipulating the masses.
And it's kind of like, if you're not doing something to promote the National Day, then it's like, well, what are you doing? This is such a huge part of the culture.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit weird, like a little bit BNP at some points.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, this is a bit weird. But then when you talk to like the joy about it, is that it's wonderful. But there are some parts where there's a little bit of darkness to it, and the coming from the very multicultural London, it was a bit like, I don't know how I feel about this. Everyone's like
very into their culture.
Yeah, and
I think that's just like, we just don't really have that too much here.
But also, the other guys that were doing the workshops, one of them, his family is Grenadian, so he's got like Grenadian descent or whatever. And it's like,
from Camp Granada?
No, Granada.
Hello, mother. Hello, papa. Here I am at Camp Granada.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know that one?
No, but he would go around and like when he'd see a black dude, he was like, hey! And the black dude was like, hey! Because it would happen like once a day.
Yeah, when we used to go to Cyprus, there was like hardly any black people there. And I remember really vividly me and my dad walking down the high street once. The town thing. There was only one town.
Right.
And there was like just this one black dude cruising down in a white BMW with the top down, and he like saw us, and literally like, it wasn't even, when you've got that sort of the cool black guy nods.
Yeah,
and it's
like,
oh yeah. All right.
Or just an acknowledgement.
In terms of an audio podcast, it's kind of hard to get that across, but I'm pretty sure the listeners understand what I mean.
You kind of lift your head up.
Yeah, just a little subtle. It was not that at all. It was like lock eyes, full waving. Hi guys! And literally like, oh look, there's another one. Hi. When did you get here? Oh, we should hook up on Facebook. We should be friends.
Oh my god. Imagine if a white person did that. It wouldn't be the same. Like that.
Well, it would be very frequent.
Well, no. I mean,
everyone just walking around like, hi!
Oh my god, there's so many of us here.
Oh,
it's like there's a convention.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
God, it's great to be white.
Oh, what a time. Yeah. Can we go through notes?
Yeah.
All right. There's a scene where at the start of the film, Lucas and Clara are walking the dog. His dog's called Fanny. Now I'm half French.
Funny.
Well, yes. so I'm half French, and the name Fanny is quite a common French name, but obviously in England has a very different meaning. And in fact, when my mum's friend Fanny came to teach a bit at my mum's school, where they had to call her Stephanie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just would have been...
Just not allowed to use the word Fanny in schools.
Like, the everyone else was fine,
but
they just knew, like, there's no way that the kids are getting past this. There's no way that this is going to work. So they had to call her Stephanie.
It's like if a teacher was called Mr. Poop, like...
Well, no, it's more... Imagine if someone was called, like, Mr. Willie. Not even, like, Willie something. It's like Mr. Willie.
Mr. Willie.
Like it's just... Hello, my name's Mr. Willie. What would Mr. Willie teach?
Richard Willie.
Dick Willie.
Oh, come on, Kieran. Willie jokes are still funny.
Willie's good. Willie's good. And Willie? Anyway. So
it's the Freudian slip.
One of my favourite things that happens in this film is that she uses henna beads.
She uses henna beads.
You know what henna beads are?
Yeah. Wait, what? To do a henna tattoo?
No. So the little love heart that she makes.
Oh yeah, that's what they are. Okay,
that was really cool.
Yeah.
Although, every single time I've seen henna beads used, you have to definitely get an adult to use the iron.
I was literally about to say that, yeah. You have to use an iron, and you have to have an adult present.
Absolutely.
Even if I was to do it now, I would still want to like ask my mum to be present while I'm doing it. What if like you melt it to the table or something? It's just, like there's so many ways.
There wasn't an ironing board or an iron. There were no adults present when she was making that. They definitely made it seem as if it was all really secretive.
Yeah.
So
and I mean at that point, wouldn't they? You know, the parent would go, "Who's it for?"
No, well, you mean the adult that would be present when she's making the
yeah. The adult would say, "Oh, who are we making this love heart for?"
Yeah,
because she would have had to have got an adult present.
Exactly, and it would have either been the head teacher, the Lucas's girlfriend, or one of the other people or the other members of staff.
Yeah. Well, no, because didn't she also? Because she was really adamant that she didn't make it. She didn't give it to him, didn't she? Like when he was like, yeah. She then, I'm pretty sure she said to the head teacher that he gave it to her. So there would have been someone who would have already been up, would have had knowledge that this was being made. Could have said, no, she made this for him.
Exactly. So maybe we should have already known that there was going to be a really bad child protection policy in place when there was no adults around to make sure that she wasn't getting burnt by an iron.
Exactly.
That's the takeaway from this film.
The real issue here is that they have allowed the child to use an iron without supervision.
That's why Lucas's life was in jeopardy.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
I think, so Danish schools, get your shit together.
Get your shit together.
Yeah.
We're looking at you,
Denmark. Daneland. There was a little sex scene between Lucas and that who I thought who was the name of his girlfriend?
I want to say like Najda or something like that. I don't know why. Or
Rachel?
No, it's not. Rachel's not a Denmark name.
Well, she wasn't Danish either. She's Spanish.
No, she wasn't. Yeah, but Spanish Rachel isn't a Spanish name.
Well, Rochelle could be.
She's not called Rochelle though.
Is it Nadia?
I just said Najda.
I just said Najda. It's basically Nadia.
Looking on. It's on. I'm on. Yeah, I was right.
Is it
Nadja?
What?
Nadja.
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 Nadja. That's incredible.
Nadja.
Lucas and Nadja. Lucas and Nadja. Na 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 na.
Something about Lucas's Tadja.
Child protection. Oh, well. No. That was Bodger and Badger, obviously. Classic. No?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Obviously.
Jordan.
Maybe.
I'm so annoyed at the
Bodger and Badger and Beetle and Tweedledee and Dum.
No. Anyway, okay.
There was one scene where they're walking. Continue. You were going to talk about the sex scene and that's.
No, I didn't finish my thought on Fanny. Clara said, "Fanny, come," and that was really funny. That was the funny part about Fanny.
Yeah, no, there was that scene in that bit when I'm not sinking down to your level on that one.
Come on, we just made Willy and Fanny jokes.
No, Willy jokes are funny. Fanny's are very serious.
Oh, okay, serious Fanny.
Yes, it's not funny.
It's Fanny.
No, obviously Mads Mikkelsen also plays Hannibal in the TV series Hannibal.
Right.
Which, I mean, he's just brilliant in. And
I hate that show.
You hate that show?
Gross. He's great. Everyone else is crap.
What?
Okay, I haven't seen much Hannibal.
What?
I don't like the guy who's like some neurotic dude. Don't like him.
Neurotic dude?
Some guy who's got the mental health vibes.
The mental health vibes?
Like, he's got some kind of superpower where he can see shit.
Show's about, like, mental health. Oh, okay. Will Graham.
That guy. I feel like he's a bit of a dick. He's really
he's a hyper empath or something like that.
Alright, well, anyway, I think, like, Mads Mikkelsen, sick actor. Like, I really, really like his acting. I just don't like when people eat people. I just don't think that's nice. I don't like gory things.
Uncultured.
To not like cannibalism.
To not be open to the idea of cannibalism.
To not be tolerant
of
Are
other
you saying I'm
needs.
too conservative for the show Hannibal?
You bloody Tory.
Right. I'm pretty lefty when it comes down to normal life, but Watching Netflix, I'm Trump. I'm a proper right winger.
There's a Mexican, you don't want him on your TV because you're also a racist.
All I'm saying is fascism had it right when it came to the TV. Anyway.
It came to the TV. No, my point about this, she asked him, what's your favourite dish? And in my head, I was like, man!
Dude, I wrote down his favourite dish is people.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wrote that. I just thought that was a comment on him being Hannibal.
Yeah, no, I was like, it's man. I don't know what you're about to say, but you're lying because you're Hannibal. It's man.
If I was someone from a different film and I came into this film and to fix things, I'd be Simon Pegg.
Oh, Simon Pegg would dramatically change the feel of this film.
Check this out. The reason why is because I got a big Hot Fuzz Village vibe off of the village in this film. Yeah? The whole thing of like people ganging up on people for like the greater good and all of this. They're ganging up on Lucas for the good of the kids and all this, but they were wrong. Yeah?
Yeah.
Simon Pegg's got experience in this field. Yeah? He comes along.
You want Sergeant Angel to get up in this town?
I want to get up in this Danish town and be like, you need some proper safeguarding.
You just want like an official from the government to come over.
But I want him or her to have loads of balls and just to go up to all these big rough, I say rough, like just tanks, like these massive Danish guys, and be like, you're doing the wrong thing. Go up to the head teacher and be like, I'm replacing you with so and so.
Yeah.
And then like,
you get the impression he'd be just as stern with the children though as well. It wouldn't be none of this sort of like, okay, Clara, now tell me, it's like pen out, little notebook. Okay, tell me where you were at this time. Well, I was with my teacher. Okay, and what was his name? And it would just be very full on, like, we're getting the facts today.
Well, you can't even do that much. It would just be him going, talk. Talk. And as soon as, like, she's looking scared, I'm waiting. It would just be that. I think Simon Pegg would just be an absolute boss. I don't know what Nick Frost would do.
He'd just walk around like a bumbling idiot and make people laugh at periods and
yeah,
it'd just be the comic relief.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Any sort of comic relief would be nice in this film.
Yeah,
but there's a couple of funny bits.
And they'd probably have saved the dog, I reckon.
I just really wish that dog didn't die. That was it for me. Once that happened, I was like, it was sunken chest. I was done.
It's way too deep.
There's no coming back from this. I'm gonna need to like take a cold bath and just think about things for a bit.
So, would you stay indoors?
Yes, stay indoors, cry for a week, and then go back outside when you realise that we have safeguarding and, you know, this hopefully doesn't happen that often anymore.
Yeah.
What about you?
Absolutely stay indoors and watch this film.
Yeah.
Really
good film. Make sure you're in a comfortable space. You got maybe a blanket. If you have a fireplace, I suggest turning the fireplace on.
Yeah, mine was on.
Hot drink, probably something like a hot chocolate. You need as many comforting things as you can around you. Pictures of your family. If you've got a pet, well, yeah, okay.
You don't. I think you kind of need to do this one solo.
Yeah, no, pictures of your family, not.
No, but I mean, like any reminders of things that to be close to you, because you don't want to be like.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of family portrayal going on in this thing, so I can't. It's like a.
Yeah, probably not the family pet either, because then when when the dog dies, you're not gonna make it through that. So
yeah, you don't want.
No live animals, just lots of chocolate, ice cream, a fireplace,
and stock up in the first half of the film, because by the time the second half comes, you're going to be like really sad, and you're not going to be able to eat chocolate because you're going to be so engrossed in the film. Yeah. So, but if you have all of the sugar and stuff from before, it'll lull you into a false sense of security, and it should be all right.
Definitely don't drink.
No.
Do not drink. It will get way too emotional, way too heavy. You need to be stone cold sober to make it through this one.
But stay indoors. Hey there, just want to let you know, before we go, that if, like me, you are consumed by the Apple monopoly, You can subscribe to us and leave us a 5-star glowing review on Apple Podcasts.
Or if you're a dirty, self-righteous Android user such as myself, then you can like and subscribe to us on Acast.